Okay. Wait. Do I have... Yeah, okay. So, this is a tutorial on how to basically make, item abilities. While there definitely were not enough sources on this, there were significantly more than, than sources on, mob abilities. Item abilities, still, I did struggle with when I first started, so I do want to make a tutorial for this. Plus, it's pretty important and fun. So first, again, I use GeckoLib. This one especially is completely possible without GeckoLib in every way, shape, and form. Basically, it's very simple. You just do the exact same thing, except you don't use an animated model. I'm just using GeckoLib for the easier support, and just the fact that I like it. I'm used to it. I prefer the UI. We're going to call this Giant Scissors. Now, again, this is an asset. This is going to be an asset I'm using from a different mod. The Hellish Horse, which is the mod I'm making, where it's the Clock Tower Scissor Man. So, that is what our reference is going to be. I just need to import the model real quick. Restrict that. And then, animations. Then I just need to import the texture for the model. And yeah. So I'm going to add the Giant Scissors texture. Giant Scissors. Shoot, I forgot to put display settings. Okay, so display settings are a custom thing for only items. They only work for items specifically. You only need display for items, but still, it's pretty easy. You just export it right in Blockbench, and you can just import it by clicking on the display settings. You don't technically need an idle animation for this. I just made one. And the animations are a little buggy. I plan on remaking them, but that's just unrelated. Disable arm swing. Arm poses, we do not need to touch that. And yeah. So for this, I'm going to set that to 1. I'll just put in tools for now. Or actually, no. Combat. Again, this is something you can completely customize to yourself. Like, there's basically no reason to any of that for this tutorial's sake. I'm just doing it because I want to actually make it accurate. 6, 1, or down to 0, and that is it. Now in triggers, I'm pretty sure we only need one trigger, which is when right-clicked on entity position. Basically, when you right-click, it will do this event. Now, this can be very customized for what your item wants to do, but for this, I'm just going to do it in a simple way. Sorry. So, I'm going to get a for each. We're looking for each entity as entity iterator. Basically, this checks for entities in a 7-block radius. Pretty sure that's block. Give or take. I'm not the best with coding, but basically, it takes your X, Y, Z, moves it 7 blocks from that in each direction, and everything in that range will apply what's going to be done in the code. So it's pretty simple. Now, a very big one for people who are getting started with code, you can do this entity iterator. This entity iterator is basically our, you can actually find it in here. This is the entity we're trying to do stuff to. And a big thing for certain stuff is a lot of the time you are going to want to, like, check if... Oh, no, not that. Sorry. You're running check if it's a subtype of an entity, which is pretty simple. Event entity target is us, the player. This is going to check, and for example, I could do player. And that means that if I wanted to make it, like, do damage, it would only apply damage to players, not other mobs, like cows. You can also just do a not event if you want to do something like, add a blacklist instead of a whitelist. Or a whitelist instead of a blacklist, sorry. So, first one I'm going to do, I don't really know if this is completely necessary, but I want to be safe. I usually do this a bit with code. I'll add, like, basic stuff. Oh, wait, no. Flow control logic. We are going to check if entity iterator... I keep adding a comment because I want to duplicate it, but for some reason it doesn't let you. Is the same entity as event entity target, which is us. So basically, this makes sure that it doesn't damage us. It does not damage the player, because that would be very annoying if it damaged yourself. But you can always get rid of this if you want it to apply to yourself. And another thing for abilities is if you just don't want to go through this hassle, this is just for this specific one. You could just add, like, give effect 5, and then the rest of the code that's needed for, like, cooldowns and stuff. Oop. Now, oop, I am good about this. Deal. It's in, action, sorry. Deal damage. What? Oh, did I? Ugh. Okay. Let's go 12 damage to entity iterator, not event entity target. Nope, wrong place. Just delete that. Set this to... Well, you can basically set this to whatever you want. I'm just going to go with player attack, because this is going to be a player attack. And this one is also completely optional, but I usually play a sound. And because this is giant scissors... Oh, wait, that's party player. I would go for... Entity sheep shear, which will just play the sound that shears do. Now, next thing is... This one, again, is completely optional. You don't actually have to animate it, but I would recommend it most of the time. Oh, yeah, just click save and keep open. Because you'll need access. It needs to be saved so you can click on it in this. Pretty simple. I forget what I called it. I'm pretty sure I called it snip. Yeah. And here's the big one. This is pretty... This is how you actually put on a cooldown. And it's really simple, which I'm very thankful for. Because Minecraft actually has this as a basic. And yeah. So now, if I go in-game... It should work. Again, let me just change which one. When it boots up, I will change which window it's on. Sorry, usually when you, like, first boot up a project again, it will have this entire, like, thing it has to deal with. Which can be kind of annoying at times. It's taking a while because it's downloading the assets. Usually it's not going to take this long. This is just for when you first start. Again, I'm pretty sure I said that in the last tutorial, but I'm just making sure. I want to make sure that, like, people who haven't watched the first tutorial are still able to do stuff like this. So I'm trying to, like, re-go over top. It's seeing this is, like, the basics of Mcreator. And it did boot up. I forgot to change it. Sorry. Oh. Is that it? No. Oh, yeah, I need to do this. And... what? Oh, yeah, I forgot. Give me a second. Resize this. Sorry, I don't know why, but for some reason it wants me to just share my entire screen for this. Let's go to just creative, the same one I did the preserver stuff on. Ooh, I just realized I deleted that. I don't know if it's gonna be broken. Start a new tutorial. Hopefully it just disappears and doesn't crash the game. Okay, yeah. Good thing, actually, that slimes are here, because they are really, really good to test this on. Grab giant scissors. I'm just gonna make a small hole. Pretty much whatever you want here. Again, this is just me trying to showcase it. The code should work. Again, should. It could be wrong, and I'm just stupid and didn't notice it. But if I just go slime. I specifically want to, real quick, I want to kill the big one, just so we're left with the small ones, and so it's game of survival. This is just to show that it won't damage yourself. It will kill all of them. Now currently, for each entity it plays a separate shear sound, but that is very, very easily fixable if you don't want that. And all you gotta do for that is just move this outside of that to this. Or actually probably before, but still. I just keep it because I want it to play no matter what. And have varying audio. So that's basically it as a tutorial. I hope this actually, like, you know, helped. But yeah, don't have much else to say here. Goodbye.